It's a great pleasure for us to be able to invite you here, welcome you here this evening to Eden Hall. I know that for some of you are reasonably regular visitors, but for others, it's I know your first occasion here, and it's a great pleasure for myself and my colleagues at the High Commission to be able to welcome you here. And we're particularly delighted to be able to welcome you here to officially launch the Royal Commonwealth Society of Singapore and the new Commonwealth Fellowships for Singaporeans to study innovation in the United Kingdom. I'd like to thank everyone who supported this initiative, in particular Professor Walter Woon, for his ideas and advice, and also the early leaders in formalising the Royal Commonwealth Society of Singapore, Anthony E, Kamal Shivdasani, Karthik Ramakrishnan. Their efforts have brought us to this moment today. The basic structure of the new society established with a founding goal to create programmes for Singaporeans to have educational experiences in other Commonwealth countries. But this is very much just the beginning. More volunteers, more sponsors, more enthusiasm, and more ideas are needed for the Royal Commonwealth Society of Singapore to reach its full potential. It needs your help. Today is Commonwealth Day, and this year's theme for Commonwealth Day is an inclusive Commonwealth. The Commonwealth of Nations has 53 members, equal and sovereign nations representing a third of the world's population, 2.2 billion people, 66% of them under the age of 30. The Commonwealth includes some of the world's largest, smallest, richest and poorest countries, spanning the globe. Singapore has fantastic links with many Commonwealth countries, and citizens from many Commonwealth countries are well represented here in Singapore. I'd like now to read a message of congratulations for us from Michael Lake, the Director of the Royal Commonwealth Society in the UK. He says, "I'm delighted to hear news of the launch of the Royal Commonwealth Society of Singapore and Commonwealth Fellowship in Innovation on the 14th of March, on a date when the annual celebrations of the Commonwealth will be held at Westminster Abbey. I have informed Her Majesty, as patron of the Society, Singapore has a proud record of support for Commonwealth activities as a consistent and impressive contributor to the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition, with more entries every year from Singapore than any other single country, and is an early contributor to the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy Project. We look forward to strengthening these links and to seeing the Fellowship in Innovation programme developing successfully. There are, of course, visible links to the Commonwealth in Singapore, from Kranji War Cemetery, managed by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, to the Commonwealth area, complete with Commonwealth Secondary School and Commonwealth MRT. And there are other links that are less well known. For example, Singapore's National Eye Centre is part of the Commonwealth Eye Health Consortium, which was created to tackle avoidable blindness and provide quality eye care to those affected or at risk around the world. The consortium is supported by the Diamond Jubilee Trust, a fund created to mark Her Majesty the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, which the Singapore government has also very kindly supported. Also, the latest version of the Commonwealth Study Conferences has been taking place in Singapore for the last few years, led by the leadership development organisation Common Purpose, and similar youth leadership programmes are taking place. And then there are the Commonwealth Games, a unique world-class multi-sports event which is held once every 4 years. 71 Commonwealth countries and overseas territories took part in the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. President Tony Tan attended the Games and Singapore won 17 medals, including 8 golds. And so we are delighted to have with us today not just former Commonwealth Games para-athlete and charity fundraiser Dr. William Tan, but also leading Singaporean swimmer Tao Li, who competed at the 2014 Commonwealth Games. But all of this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of Commonwealth connections and activities. So please do sign up to be a volunteer or a fellowship sponsor. Spread the word and tell people to apply for the new fellowships. Your support is very gratefully received indeed, and it will make a difference. I'd now like to invite Professor Walter Woon to say a few words. As most of you will know, Professor Woon is the David Marshall Professor of Law at the National University of Singapore Law Faculty and is Dean of the Singapore Institute of Legal Education. He's also a senior counsel. He served as a nominated MP, as an ambassador, and as the Attorney General of Singapore. And importantly for us today, he's also a Commonwealth scholar. Professor Woon.